welcome to my channel. We'll be reviewing the 2016 a superhero film Deadpool Must Now Recollect. Let's begin. Switch on the spoilers and subtitles ahead. Mercenary Wade Wilson lives in New. He lives in New York City and defends teenage girls with male parents who may or may not initially have stalking intents. He strikes up a discussion with a local in the bar, Vanessa Carlyle, his bodyguard, plus the two build a lasting love connection. Almost a full year, one night. She accepts his proposal. However, after that, during the night, he abruptly faints and is notified that his cancer is terminal, despite the fact that she is still at his side. Frightened of losing her in the opening scene, begins with superhero Wade Wilson. Bored in the backseat of a car, Deadpool, he observes through the little window of the cab, speaking between the front and rear seats. Using the cabbie money, Deadpool Pender asks about a picture of a woman in the car, to which the driver responds that he wants to propose to the love of his life. Wed that woman, however, he forfeits her to his. Joe Pender is advised by his cousin Deadpool to hold on to his affection for the woman in. Deadpool is then propelled by the image destructor to a bridge's middle where Deadpool stiffs the cabbie for the fare while he is on duty and lacks a wallet. On top of that, Deadpool awaits his targets, but first addresses the audience on the bridge and cracks jokes about stroking wolverines. When he knitted his movie, he observes a group of coming vans, gains entry into one of them prior to defeating all of the thugs in the truck to start an incident that results in more deaths. Criminally, Deadpool's target is Ajax. He is responsible for torturing Wade and made him seem like a hideous monster. If their tests would be successful or not. Vehicle collisions occur close to the bridge, and where the head of one thug gets chopped off, with a chain for a motorcycle, and another smeared across the surface of a road sign. However, at Xavier's school for gifted children, youngsters, Colossus notices the disorder. Updates on the news and phone calls. Megasonic Warhead, a teenager, will accompany him in acquiring Deadpool when faced with the bad guys following the highway accident. Deadpool is upset because he forgot his bundle of weaponry. It has just 12 rounds. He counts the rounds in his handgun. He kills each thug by shooting them with bullets, erroneously missing several shots. Yet he does succeed in using one gun to murder two men. The third victim of a bullet suffers a non-fatal shot to the head was his final. Deadpool is hacked by a thug with two knives, but Deadpool instantly skewers him. Deadpool then identifies this as many superhero movies, including that he requires us to go back in time to adequately portray the story. The scene then makes a flashback that displays what Wade's past life was like. Wade Wilson was a mercenary for 1 year. He is also available for work in New York City, employed as a guard or shooter to frighten away persons who have been granted a job this time. Intimidate a delivery person for pizza. Should stop pursuing a woman when something happens. Task is completed and the girl commends him. Declares him to be her idol. To Wade, explains right away that he is not Wade. Sees his friend Weasel, who is employed at pub the offensive beverage since it's fighting between the two. Wade is secretly the topic of death is on the agenda at Weasel's Tavern, a pool where gamblers risk their own lives. Wade's bet that he would die is still active, and Wade runs across a prostitute named Vanessa. Once the uproar has died down, they link via their peculiar screwed up life prior to starting a bond that develops through time. Romance. A year later, Wade asks her to marry him, and she accepts, but he passes out and waits, upbeat until a fatal illness is discovered. Cancers of the liver, prostate, and brain. He is more worried about how it will turn out, more about Vanessa than himself. Obesity is a deadly cancer, even for standing by his side is Vanessa. No, he doesn't want her to see his demise, Weasel says. A man seated in the same chair as him at the bar corner is trying to find him. He reveals to Wade that his employer is a clinic that would make him well and provide his extraordinary powers. Wade's reluctant still, he takes the card from the hiring manager in the present. Ajax approaches Deadpool as he sees him on an automobile called Deadpool, bumps into the bicycle, pushed over by his katana, and sending flying. Deadpool is struck by Ajax, as Ajax used his second katana. As a result of Ajax's status as Deadpool, the mutant takes off his mask to display his scarred face to identify him. He is immediately recognized by Ajax. Megasonic and Colossus make their. Colossus is dissatisfied with his appearance, the antics of Deadpool, and his efforts to get him to enlist with the Axemen and offer that Deadpool rejects Ajax once more. When Deadpool is away, a flea bites him. He tries to hit Colossus while furious, but he fractures both an ankle and a wrist. Colossus' chains bring Deadpool near, but Deadpool chooses to cut his wrist instead. Transfer and board a garbage truck, releasing his hand and extending the Colossus finger. Wade decides to. Vanessa was restored in a subsequent flashback. She was abandoned in the midst of the night without ever leaving. He goes to a facility where he first meets Angel Dust after Ajax and his companion. Ajax says that Wang is tied to a gurney. Wade sells to make a spectacular recovery. The mutant has to be put under stress. Cellular activation. Wade gets pushed in a dirty workplace. The Weapon X is carried on a stretcher. The commander of Project Ajax declares that when Wade passes away or activates his dormant mutant DNA, will bring any unique capabilities Wade, potential for the surface as well as his. Cancer was Wade as Ajax tortured it. It becomes clear that Ajax is a cruel person. For unclear reasons, Wade's altered DNA activates after many days of tortures him, treats his illness, and provides. He has mutant abilities, yet he is scarred. Ajax chooses to abuse Wade as a result. Thereafter, simply because he can, even more. The weight of Ajax's departure ignites. Building to flee and keeping up with Ajax manages to avoid gaining weight by offering to fix his face afterwards. He weighs down a burning structure and leaves him there to perish. His mutant powers include regeneration. He can't do anything at all, really. He has one mission left, to locate Ajax before he dies. Wade fashions an outfit that features full mask to hide his hideous. Deadpool takes on a new appearance. He makes himself at home in an apartment with Blind Owl and working his way up to an elderly woman. Using Ajax's network, trying to. Wade fails to inform Vanessa of Ajax's whereabouts. Because of his fear of her, he is still alive. Response: she notices his new appearance. Wade visits Weasel, who is recovering from, likely startled by his appearance and actions. A few puns about it, the Weasel moves out of the way to create a mask and costume. As he returns to find out, he keeps his distance. Ajax adjusts his face. Wade identifies as Captain Deadpool is then diminished. Only Deadpool sets out on his plowing effort to find Ajax, until he locates him through his minions. Then putting on a basic uniform, gradually changing it, he tracks down the hiring manager, who informs him that he has knowledge about the location of Ajax. He is murdered in the present by Deadpool. Deadpool returns to town as a garbage truck. Owl's house, his hand, and his, slowly grows back while Wade has agreed to stay with the blind woman Owl, who looks out for him and gives him harsh, from time to time, advice. Wilson speaks with his friend Weasel, and decides to find Ajax for cure. He finds, asks questions, and kills the guys for Ajax until the recruiter ultimately reveals his whereabouts. Deadpool observes Ajax and his armed troops on the save for Ajax, which he murders, a motorway. Everyone then, he requests the cure from, but the argument is broken up by the Colossus of the X-Men and his companion. Negasonic Adolescence Deadpool Warhead is. Colossus extends the X-Men an invitation. Angel and Ajax go to Weasel's tavern inn. Angel snatches a weasel while looking for Deadpool, the other patron of the bar, by the neck, before opening fire on her and Ajax. When they are leaving, they discover a picture of Vanessa and Wade were together at that time. Weasel is aware of a problem and Wade doesn't answer his phone when you contact him. He receives a call and rushes home to inform. The crazy scientist has arrived at him, searching for him but obtained knowledge. Vanessa. Wade becomes enraged and begins to. He begs Weasel to smash stuff while he waits, if he requires all of the weapons. But first, he chooses to speak with Vanessa and inform her that he has been keeping an eye on. Along, Wade visits a nightclub where, after learning Vanessa is at work, that he must approach Vanessa at last. Co-workers of Vanessa's inform her that her ex-boyfriend is looking for her. Goes outside believing it to be Wade, but Angel Ajax is responsible for abducting Wade. Returns to look for her as she, but only, finds her handbag with information in it. She has been kidnapped, and Wade is furious. His entire arsenal, including the Little Owl's Sunday special and travels to the Colossus and X Mansion, will be hired by, using Negasonic to aid him in recapturing. He then stopped Ajax and Vanessa. Observes that despite the large size of the studio was apparently unable to fund a number of X-Men drive Pender drives the mutants in a cab to Ajax's place. Then there's a bump, and Deadpool hears a cry. Dopender admits to stealing from the trunk. The one who abducted his cousin, stolen the woman he is in love with, and Deadpool appears surprised, but subtly. Then congratulations to the three. Proceed with Ajax to a junkyard where he has escaped on a decommissioned Avengers vessel, helicarrier, while Colossus and Negasonic engage in a fight. Angel Deadpool approaches his. Colossus is smashed away by the assailants. However, NECA and Angel is rushed by Sonic with amazing force to make fun of Ajax. Deadpool rips the thugs to pieces and uses their using corpses to form his name. He quickly approaches the helicopter, where Ajax and Vanessa are both prisoners, engulfs her in the same atmospheric pressure. Wait as he choked the chamber. Deadpool and Ajax ultimately engage in sword combat. One was launched through the chamber's wall, allowing Vanessa to get away in the interim. Colossus is almost choked by an Angel with a bar, but Negasonic unleashes a powerful explosion, which causes Angel to lose equilibrium, weakening the support of one of the carriers. Columns start to crumble, throwing many freight containers are leaving the deck. Colossus carries Angel and Negasonic the safe while Deadpool guarantees encasing Vanessa to ensure her safe arrival. While in the barometric chamber, the carrier then completely falls. Ajax scores. Deadpool once more till the last. Deadpool holds him down and raises a gun at Ajax's head, pleading with him to mangled face. But Ajax chuckles and asserts he misled them regarding the affliction Deadpool's treatment. Colossus leaps as he is ready to kill Ajax, enters and starts speaking passionately about how he made the heroic decision to intervene. Life of his adversary once Deadpool transforms. Having become bored with the speech, he shoots Ajax. Colossus threw up as a result of the blow to the head. Deadpool meets Vanessa and offers his regrets for abandoning her after telling her that he ultimately dreads speaking to her. Vanessa is a problem that Deadpool must address. Displeased that her fiancé has survived, she removes his shirt without telling her to see his face through a mask, but it's a cutaway. Hugh Jackman's face, which she delicately peels off, showing his real face, and she says she will create a costume for them. Deadpool kisses and ends the movie. Closes after the movie credits. Deadpool appears in his cloak and commands the crowd to go as the movie is over. But he comes back and clarifies the studio made an effort to get cable to appear in a follow-up. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.